So now it's time for the big event with all students. So if everyone can try to find a seat so we can start, because they are so prepared for this. And there are still some places in the front. I see a pattern here. I think if you have my view, you will see that you have a place where you can sit. There are still some places, seats, to be found here in the front. Just tell me when I will start.
From now on, you control. It's on you.
Okay, and then if you take Stoffel and come up.
Will you call us or we just go up?
I think you come up. Hi. Thank you. Very welcome back. Hope you have a lot of energy, a coffee rush maybe, sugar rush, and that might help you to stay with us. We will now enter into the student presentations. But of course, you will see a lot of brilliant projects, and you will get curious, you will reflect on suggestions how we can change, improve, prototype our life world, including the Earth, maybe. And as we have heard before, design is very much about collaboration and doing things together. So even if you will see a lot of brilliant student present their project, which they have done, and they have on their own made a definition of a contemporary design problem. They have set up everything, and now they will communicate. Even though it's about collaboration. And design education is certainly something very complex that need a lot of competencies. So around all these students, all staff at UID, colleagues, student colleagues, but also friends that have joined us from the other world, from companies, organizations, municipality, whatever. We have all together actually supported these students and made this also possible. And it's not only about, emotion and passion and wanting to support them. There is a need for structure and quality control. And then we have 4 in the staff here, the program directors. And they are the ones that actually have kept everything smooth and in order with a nice flow, so everyone passed the courses. And they will introduce very shortly themselves.
So keeping things smooth. Damien is just trying to get the technology going. My name is Stoffel Kuenen. I run the Interaction Design Master's Program. And as Tim just nicely said, interaction design is about anything that has to do with digital. And it's about that relationship between people and the technology we use. And this time from the Interaction Design Program, we have 10 exciting projects that build bridges between people and technology, and also break boundaries. And you'll see projects that range from healthcare, well-being, individual well-being, to well-being of communities. You'll see projects that deal with justice and power relations. You'll see projects that work with history and culture, all in the realm of how to build bridges between people and technology and between people and each other. And you'll see projects that are very applied, very concrete, but that have actually very interesting complications and bigger questions behind them. And you'll see also projects that do the other way around, start with big questions and actually illustrate them with concrete examples. So enjoy the projects from this year's interaction design. I'm really proud of this group. I think you did a great job. You want to go first?
Okay, my name is Damian Horst. I'm program director for the Masters in Transportation Design, and really proud to introduce the 9 degree projects that we'll be displaying this during this event. They really represent the nature of the program, which is really spanning through different kinds of mobility. You see vehicles that are based on water to air, ground, and even space in this show. So really excited about that. Okay, and we also this year have something also very special. We have a professional student, a Toyota designer that has spent a year with us, and he's also displaying the result of his personal project done here at UID. So yeah, welcome to see all the transportation projects.
Good afternoon, my name is Thomas Dine and I'm the Program Director for the Advanced Product Design Program. Just like previous years, our students have been exploring different fields and themes to look for relevant design opportunities that they could identify and approach and try to make credible, valuable solutions for. Some of these can literally be realized tomorrow if there's interest. Some of them will take a few more years. Some of them might take a decade or two, but I hope that you will find them just as inspiring as I am. Maybe what sets this year's graduating class apart is that many of them have explored the digital side of their design creations. So keep that in mind and please ask the students about it when later on when the exhibition opens. So on behalf of the 13 APD graduating students, we look forward to meeting you at the top level of the exhibition, 7:15.
Hi, my name is Per Selén and I am a product director for the bachelor program here at the school. And we're going to present 15 really good projects during this year. And this is a 10 weeks degree project. And I think they have done a really good result in such a short time. And the variation between the projects is really big, from really good to even better. So enjoy, please.
And I should say my name too. My name is Hans Karlsson and I'm a part of the leadership group. So now it's time for students to enter the stage. And as a reminder, they have three minutes for their presentations. And when it's 1 minute left, we have a certain person here, Birgitta Nordholm, who will announce 1 minute. So for all students, remember to look at Birgitta. And when the time is out, she will actually give you a small, nice alarm. And after that, we will all do, just so you know.
All right. Wait. Can you hear me? Does it work? Okay, perfect, sorry. Hi again. For those who are just joining, my name is Lene, and I am graduating the Interaction Design program here at UID. And today I'm going to talk to you about my thesis project, Memo, which is exploring how we can make medicine management and administration safe, efficient, and precise. We will all have to rely on nurses one day, either directly when we are in need of care, or when some of your loved ones are in the hospital. And one of the major parts about the treatment that we receive in hospitals to you. So when there's so many things that can go wrong, it can be easy, or when there's so many things that need to go right, it can be easy for things to go wrong. And sometimes they do. It does not only cost a lot of money, but it's also quite harmful for patients, and in some cases it leads to death. And when it does go wrong, it does not only affect and harm the patient, but also their loved ones and the nurse, who will have to deal with the consequences when medicine errors happen. I went on a journey and did research in 3 different hospitals in Sweden and Norway. And the things that I learned was that when nurses lack the tools and the systems to do their job, they become innovative, just like you and me, in order to get our job done. And when that happens, you can question, because the tools are missing and the systems are missing to get the job well done, is it a human or system error? And it can be difficult to differentiate between them, but quite often the responsibility falls back onto the nurse. And because of this, I designed Memo together with nurses, which is a system that helps, an ecosystem that helps nurses administer, I got so startled. Medicine management system that helps them go through from dispensation to administration at the patient. It consists of many different parts, such as a layout of how the physical space looks like, to digital platform, to new kind of packaging that ensures that the medicine is always traceable back to its origin. And that there are systems that are helping the nurses make ethically driven decisions that are outside of the normal system of today. This is done, since the whole memo involves many different kind of barriers that prevent the guy over to the left, the medicine error, to reach the patient in the hospital over to the right, by making systems clearer and more accessible, among other things. And subsequently, the patient safety will increase. In hospitals, it's important to make sure that you don't necessarily offer revolution, but small reforms. And I will continue looking for the smaller solutions to the bigger problems in my work as a designer in order to ensure the safety for both me, you, and everyone else. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And now, as a colleague, please sign the wall of fame. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. For 15 years, I've been an active skateboarder, and that is what motivated me to my thesis topic, sustainable skateboarding. My name is Mattias Borg, and I'm graduating from the BFA program. I've done this in collaboration with Puma, and I would like to thank Daniel Taylor and Tracy Goodsmith for being my supervisors throughout the project. This is the core skateboarder of today. They are using skateboarding more as a lifestyle to express themselves in whichever way they want. It's more of an art form in motion than a sport. They are performing this in an urban environment. The shoes are the most important part of their equipment, and because of skateboarding's technical progression, the sneaker needs to be thinner in order to perform to its fullest. The problem with these shoes is that they're not constructed to withstand a high wear from skateboarding. This leads to riders having to change their sneakers often. In fact, statistics shows that a core skater rides their shoes only 8 to 12 weeks before throwing them away. Fashion is the second largest polluter in the world after the oil and gas industry. And sneakers are a major part of this pollution problem. Different materials are glued together, which means that you can't separate them, making them impossible to recycle. They're being burnt or thrown on landfills as waste, and that generates toxic fumes and carbon dioxide. Since the skateboarding culture is close to my heart, I've been focusing on how we can decrease the environmental footprint in the industry. So my design solution to this problem is Puma Gomu. Gomu is a fitted sock-constructed skateboard shoe with separated parts without any use of glue. The design is made to protect the most exposed areas to last longer, and the sole is designed to take all of the wear and tear, so you only need to replace the worn-out part of that shoe. The construction is tied together with an elastic rubberized strap. It goes in through the outsole and then wraps around the upper part of the shoe. A set of laces are attached to the strap on the inside to protect them from being worn out. Puma Gomu is the sustainable skateboard shoe that meets the core skateboarder's high demands in performance without compromising any durability. With that said, I would like to thank everyone who's been supporting me on this project, and thank you guys for listening to me. And you're more than welcome to come by the BFA exhibition to check out my physical prototype. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and please sign the wall for us. Perfect. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Do you hear me? Okay. Okay. I'm sure that many of you recognize what this is. This is a cardiac arrest scene. Imagine that now, someone from the audience, or even me, collapses in cardiac arrest. What would you do? Would you really know what to do? My name is Max Savoya. I'm from the Advanced Product Design, and I did this project in collaboration with Laerdal Medical. In the US only, in 2016, 350,000 people suffered cardiac arrest outside of the hospital, which only 12% survived. CPR is not a difficult skill to learn. Anyone can learn it in just one session. Even though it sounds straightforward, only 3 out of 10 people will remember after 3 months after the training. Companies often hire training centers to train their employees. However, my research has shown me that CPR skills are difficult to be maintained because courses are challenging to organize and that there's no repetition to support the learning. And sometimes, like you might have experienced if you've been there, courses can be boring. Therefore, it's hard to believe that nowadays system can make a long-lasting impact in those workplaces. My aim is to provide a tool for participants to continue training, helping them not to forget what they learned. I'm proud to introduce you to Vivi. Vivi is a training system for workplaces to maintain their employee skills. It is a subscription-based service that lets you book the training sessions frequently, assisting you to find the time and place that suits you and your colleagues best, delivering the equipment right on your door. The mannequins that you receive are optimized for transport, and they reduce their size down to 50% like during delivery, allowing to fit more units to train a greater amount of people. Vivi facilitates self-guided short training sessions. The participants use a web application on their phones that will guide them through with no need of external instructors. It challenges participants showing different scenarios, helping students become more confident in decision-making and performing CPR. Even if they forget certain parts, they will always get feedback. And a virtual 112 dispatcher will give us voice feedback to improve our performance. In this way, we help people understand that in case of an emergency, the 112 will help us regardless of our skill level. To summarize, Vivi offers a system that helps participants maintain their skills while making training sessions easy to organize and execute. If you want to learn more about it, please drop by my stand at the top floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and please sign the wall.
Test. Test? I don't know. Yes.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Anja, and I worked on my degree project in collaboration with BMW Motorcycles. Imagine motorcycles would feel alive. I focused on a new interaction between a rider and his bike. Since AI becomes more and more important in our daily lives, developing ways of human-machine interactions will be crucial for our future. And I worked with the opportunities it could bring to to combine an artificial intelligence with motorcycling. I concentrated on an intuitive and seamless communication between the human and the motorcycle. They communicate through the sensorial interaction areas where the rider touches the bike. And my concept creates a human-machine symbiosis, a dynamic fusion. That means that the rider steers the bike like an extension of his body with intuitive movements. The AI is the rider's companion, and it develops its own character and consciousness over time. It learns and grows together with the rider and adapted to the rider. And all of this combined could result in a new and unique riding experience. And if you want to hear more about my project, I welcome you to my exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please sign the wall. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Felicia Hjelmqvist, and this is Fabric Tells. The clothing consumption is constantly increasing in Sweden. Each person buys 13 kilos of new clothes every year. It takes 2,700 liters of water to produce one single t-shirt. That underlines that something definitely needs to be done. And that is what many people have realized and wants to make a change. Fabric Tells is a system that makes clothing consumption more sustainable and encourages the user's emotional attitude towards clothes. This is done with a story tag that is attached to all garments. And it's loaded with precious information from the clothing companies, such as production methods, material qualities, standard information like size and colors, and much, much more. But this is only the beginning of the garment story. The story tag will be added with information through the garment's whole lifespan. Because we use our garments in different combinations throughout the year. And we travel around the world in them. And we have the most memorable experiences while wearing them. All this creates a unique story for every garment. And the user unfolds the garment story when, for example, planning to buy something new. All the information from the clothing company is available for the user. The system generates a personalized profile for the user. Therefore, unnecessary purchases are prevented. But easily sell garments you do not use as planned through the second-hand section of Fabric Tells. You can find garments you look for even from second-hand by this personalized profile and get access to the whole story of a garment you're interested in, from the very first beginning of production to memories that previous owners has experienced in this garment. All garments have a unique story. Let's make it valuable. Please visit the BFA exhibition to find out more. Thank you.
Thank you, and sign the wall for us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yiting from Interaction Design Program. So I wonder, while you stay in Umeå, have you got any chance to walk around this place? Because I'm going to tell you something about this town. So actually, just 300 meters from where we are, there's an old prison out there. So nowadays, it was converted into a hotel as today's use. But at the same time, like, it still keep the original interior structure. So basically, the hotel guests, they could just stay in the same cell room as where the prisoner once lived. So behind this building, it's like there are many rich historical information out there. But unfortunately, the way to show those information is less interesting to people. So I collaborate with the prison museum in Sweden and also the hotel company together, try to figure out a way to how to transform the passive information into something more interactive and more immersive storytelling. So the design question for my project is like, okay, how might we create an immersive tool to keep the history accessible for people? And also, one point need to keep in mind is the constraint about a historical building, because it's protected by certain regulation. Its physical setting cannot be modified to some degree. So that's why I choose to do the storytelling through digital format, but also at the same time manage to connect it with its physical environment to complement the story. So here is a short video, gonna just show you the glimpse of the outcome. Yeah, so welcome to try out the prototype yourself, and I would love to talk more detail with you later. Thank you.
Will you keep, want it like up or down?
Down.
Down. So, thank you, and please sign the wall. Thank you, fantastic.
No. All right. Revote. All right. So, once again, welcome. When I started this thesis, I started out by thinking how to work towards this idea of a sustainable future. And I started out with two main goals. The first was to find a pathway to make sustainable products without compromising on the benefits they give to human life. And the second one was to improve the quality of life by helping patients recover their health in a faster and easier way. I focused on the rehabilitation of injuries to the anterior cruciate ligament. This is what gives stability to the knee. But unfortunately, more than 2 million people each year get injured to this, after which they will have to go through a rehabilitation process that takes at least 9 to 12 months, and is very painful and people feel lonely. Today, there are many problems with this injury and with this rehabilitation, but the one I would like to talk about is that every injury is unique, and also would need a personalized rehabilitation experience and personalized treatment. Nowadays, rehabilitation is standardized and very much dependent on the therapist's expertise. What if we could empower patients to recover their health in a faster and easier way through a personalized and humanized rehabilitation plan? The result of this is ARA, the Smart Rehabilitation Bracelet. Through constant sensing, ARA provides an increased amount of insights for therapists and practitioners to take humanized and data-driven decisions, which result in a more informed, easier, faster, and reassured rehabilitation experience for the patient. It monitors you throughout the day and warns you if you push yourself too hard. It empowers patients through the use of an app, which shows the impacts of the people, their activities, and teach them proper techniques to prevent future injuries. But I would like to talk about what happens with this product after we're done with it. By acknowledging components and materials from a product, in this case through the use of a QR code, we can link it to a so-called product passport, which will provide information across all stakeholders on how to repair a product, how to gain back components and materials, and it will show us how to disassemble this product and get back as much value from what otherwise would be considered waste. By thinking and designing about how ARA will be disassembled, in this case by cutting the blue stitch at the top and just pulling the tab, we created a product that is very easily disassembled. And by implementing new technologies, we created a product that is fully recyclable and all components can be used again, thus creating value for the company. So what do we get in the end? What we get is a product that empowers patients to take an active part in their own rehabilitation, that empowers therapists to take data and human-driven decisions to personalize their treatment, and a sustainable product without any compromise on the benefits they give to human life. My name is Rick Arnhoven, and please visit me upstairs if you want to talk about how ARA improves rehabilitation or my research on sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And please sign the wall. Thank you.
Do you hear me? Yes. Right. Hello. My name is Carl Marteliusson, and I made my thesis together with Lynk. And it's about what if the automotive business embraced a circular mindset? Because to put it short, our existing one sucks, and the circular one is really good. Because you reuse and you maintain the products to make them have a longer lifespan than today's. And that's key if you want to make a less environmental footprint in our world. And then I looked into some of materials that can be used for this project. So it's kind of material driven as well. And then I, of course, as a transportation designer, started sketching a lot. And I was trying to minimize the number of components within this interior. And also to make solutions that enables for less components. For example, the steering wheel can go to the left side and so on. And then to make it really easy to clean and easy to maintain and easy to repair. And this is the first vision. And for the final result, I changed some of it. Basically, I focused a lot of some of the storage area because of course this concept is shared. So it's used by many people, and then I thought of it's very important to have this storage as in the car, because you're sort of on the go and it's easy to have this your bag or your jacket, for example. And then to sprinkle my concept, I added really cool features to this awesome thing. And to do this, I used very little and few components. And you see the materials, it's recycled plastic, the abroform, which is a byproduct from the paper industry, and some felt made from organic wool. And all this is used by very cool people. So, and that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please sign the wall. Great. Thank you.
I'm Carolina Weigel from the Bachelor Program, and this is Alice, another urban millennial concerned about her carbon footprint. She knows that how she chooses to live her life makes an impact on the environment. What are her efforts worth, and if she would make a change, what should she do? Alice has heard that planting flowers for pollinators is good for the ecosystem. She looks at her apple and thinks, maybe I can recycle my food waste by composting at home. No time for that. Taking a last look at her apple, she asks, what if there was a service that could make it easier for me to contribute to the local ecosystem? Well, good for her. Soilhood composting service has started in her urban area. She is now officially a compost farmer. The service is active in an urban area where there is no food waste service implemented and where the ecosystem is weak, keeping the resource as close to where it was generated as possible. As urban farming is becoming more popular and more soil is distributed locally, there is a need for a Soilhood community platform, connecting compost farmers, urban farmers, all around the topic soil. Urban gardening organizations can promote themselves to the right target group. Alice has gotten a deal and decides to go check it out at Soilhood Farmers Market. She has learned that buying locally produced food is one of the best things she can do for the environment. On the platform, Alice has gotten information about the farmer, but the best thing is that she actually met with the farmer, putting more value to her food. Now she knows that her efforts are actually worth it. Feeling proud, she checks out the What's Growing section of the platform, which is a section of the platform where she can find more opportunities for engagement. And the story goes on, because it's not only revealing to clear the environmental conscience, but it's also fun. So, if you got some waste to throw, come visit me at my exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will come by with an apple. So please sign the wall. Perfect.
Blockchain. There's probably 90% of you here have heard of such decentralized technologies such as blockchain. But what you probably don't know yet is how relevant they are to adults living with autism. And this isn't a glitch, let me explain. This here is my brother Julian. He's a 23-year-old living with autism, and one thing that he really struggles with is money. You see, numbers just don't make sense to him like they do to us, and further, he has lower decision-making capabilities than most of us here. And in fact, these are two common traits that are quite persistent among adults living with neurodevelopmental disorders. And you may not realize, but this is actually a far greater problem than you may realize, because there's an indisputable link between financial literacy and mental health. You see, money isn't just about a number. It's the medium through which we express our liberty as an individual. Whether it's going down the road to buy a favorite burger at Big John's, or simply paying for our rent each month. Without control over our finances, our liberty as an individual are infringed, and thus one may argue that having a means to manage one's money is a basic human right. So, it may be concerning for all of you here today to learn that less than half of adults living with autism in the UK have absolutely no say about how their money is saved or how their money is spent. And essentially what it boils down to is that banks have neglected providing these groups with any form of inclusive financial systems, and in doing so, they have disabled them. Many of the adults that I have spoken to have essentially been stripped of all their financial autonomy by the carers who simply do not have the tools to manage their finances. My name is Andre Kennedy, and for the last 5 months, I've been working very closely with my user groups to develop Olive, which is what I believe to be one of the first inclusive financial systems to have been developed. Olive presents a new paradigm of value, one that understands that money is far more important than about a number. Using Olive, people would be presented their money in a visual medium that presents their money in a way they can actually understand and relate to. With tools like the budget planner, they would be able to communicate to their carers their needs and goals to their family, and in doing so, giving them a greater voice. For families supporting and managing their money, this is far easier. They can categorize the money into pools, such as allowance and groceries. Now, if you're like my brother, he needs a lot of help and oversight with his grocery shopping. So using Olive, my brother's carers would be able to essentially grant family and friends access to this pool to help support him when he's doing his shopping. And in doing so, expand the number of people who can support Julian in his day-to-day life. These are just but two examples of how Olive works, but I hope I've convinced you that with technologies such as blockchain, that we can actually start encoding the range of human needs and abilities into our money. My name is Andre Kennedy, and if you'd like to find out a little bit more about Olive, feel free to come to the interaction exhibit upstairs. Thank you so much. Have a great stay.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Please sign the wall. Thank you.
Hello. Imagine having a medical condition that you don't really understand or can relate to. This is most often the case for epileptic children. This is my thesis. My name is Jenny Holmsten, and I'm graduating from the Advanced Product Design program. I see epilepsy like an iceberg. What people see is the seizures, but what people don't see is a lot of emotional issues going on beneath the surface, such as anxiety, focus issues in school, or the feeling of being very isolated in this medical condition. And these are the challenges that I really wanted to address in this thesis in order to bring confidence and freedom back into the daily lives of these children and their families. But instead of me standing here trying to tell you the story, I would like Alice to tell it for you.
Did you know that more than 10 million children have epilepsy? The doctor says it makes my brain cause seizures.
It's okay.
I don't really know what she means. I don't even know when they happen. Only after I wake up and everyone is staring at me. My name is Alice, and I'm 6 years old. I know I'm different. People talk about me. I don't go to school much anymore. All the medication makes me feel weird and tired. Mom is always watching me, and I don't think she sleeps much anymore. She tells me I can't play at my friend's house because their parents can't watch over me as much as she can. I feel kind of lonely. Last week, we went to the doctor. But this time, I met Epi. And I could even take her home. She's just like me. She's my best friend. We take care of each other. And she makes sure Mom knows when I have a seizure. I think she's not so stressed anymore. She understands how I'm feeling now, and how my brain is feeling. It's pretty cool. So on good days, we do fun stuff, like go to school. And on bad days, we just relax. Today was a good day. I could even go to Anna's birthday party. And my friends got to meet Epi. Best night ever.
If you want to know more about Epi and how Epi is helping Alice in daily life, please see me in the exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you. Please sign the wall for us. Brilliant. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, nice. Hi, my name is Joachim. I'm graduating from the bachelor's program, and this project I've done in collaboration with Electrolux. So yesterday I cleaned my home, like I think most of the students here did. We have families and friends coming over, and well, I cleaned my home, and it was quite physical. It made me more stressed, and I had to take an extra shower afterwards. But worst of all, it took valuable time from me. Why am I telling you this? Well, these are actually some of the problems that I've been looking into during these last months. Household work, and especially cleaning, is still physically demanding and can't be performed by everyone. It can be mentally exhausting in the sense that it requires planning and can create stress. And studies show that the time we dedicate to household work and cleaning still today vary a lot depending on gender and social class. And of course, cleaning is time consuming. So how could this situation be improved and the cleaning of our homes updated? With an app, maybe? Maybe not only an app, but an app in combination with some kind of physical product. My proposal for a product of this kind that takes care of floors and air is this. My concept is something that could bring us at least one step closer to the self-cleaning home. It consists of a system of 2 units, an air unit and a floor unit. Basically, a more advanced air purifier, dust storage, and robot vacuum cleaner. A quick scenario to explain this better. Here we can see the system during the night, and it works as an air purifier on quiet setting. 7:30, the residents leave the home. The system is notified of this through, for example, the home's security system. The floor unit is sent out to diagnose the home. It can, for example, detect unexpected high levels of pollen or textile fibers. All the data is then processed in the cloud. The system then calculates the most strategic positions to place the air unit. The air unit is picked up and towed to its first position. The floor unit then goes out to vacuum the floors by itself. After a while, it docks into the bigger unit again. Maybe it empties itself to maintain better suction power. And then tows the air unit to its next position. This continues throughout the day. Okay, well before the residents are expected to arrive back home, the unit retracts to its original position to not be in the way, and starts charging, for example. During the evening, when the family is home, the system can be used as a standard air purifier and has also physical buttons for basic functions. During the evening, and once a month, the system requires emptying of the dust compartment. Now it's night again, and the cycle starts over. And with that said, I would like to thank everybody for listening. If you want to know more and discuss about the future of our homes, please visit me in the BFA exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you, just in time. Please sign the wall. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Piotr, and let's talk about the future of podcasting. We live in a world where the information is the most important, and it's more important than ever. The information we consume matters as much as the food we are eating, and it affects the way we think, it affects our behavior, and also how we understand our place in the world. The podcast is a great source of information. The content is created by the passionate authors, usually recorded at semi-professional studios at home. But it has a power to reach many, many people all over the world. Listeners can download those recordings and listen to them in their own time. And what is really interesting is that when they are listening to those podcasts, they are creating this relationship with the creators, and also the relation happens between the listeners themselves. And this project is taking those relationships and building communities on top of them. Cast3, it's a community platform to connect through similar interests and share inspiring content. Cast3 contains stories which are using a format called freecasting, which is taking a podcasting to a next level. It makes the stories more interactive. It's easier to navigate through tagged chapters, audio is supported by visuals, and additional content can be added dynamically. The listeners of the platform can interact with audio stories through this format to build direct connection with creators and other listeners. The feeling of listening together is enhanced by the bookmarks. All listeners can save for later or share the most interesting fragments of the episode. By doing it, they help each other to find the parts that they can come back to later too. Creator can interact with listeners through interactive moments during an episode. In this case, creator is looking for help with deciding what would be the most interesting topic of the next episode, and listeners can give their opinion on it. Most popular moments of an episode that was chosen by the community are presented in a summary, and in a summary, listeners can also dive deeper and explore mentioned topics through built playlists. Cast3 also helps to enhance listeners' relationships. It connects similar-minded people through clubs. And the clubs are the spaces where listeners can connect through, can gather together to build a playlist with most interesting chapters from various creators. After joining a club, a listener can use a weekly playlist and join a discussion with other members. And this is a tiny glimpse of the big picture that I was working on. And if you are interested, let me know and let's talk in the exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please sign the wall. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Moritz, and I did my thesis in collaboration with Volvo Cars. We all love to travel and experience new places, and the number of people with the same desire is growing. On the other hand, we are facing climate change, and especially planes have a major impact on it. So we have to travel different. What if the future of transport was more diverse, more exciting, and more responsible? I was focusing on tourism and transport, and I was interested in the fields where the kind of transport itself strongly influences the entire experience. Through historical reports, I gained interest in lighter than air travel and wondered why this great kind of transport vanished or ended up as a niche product. Since an airship also could be outstanding efficient and would enable incomparable experiences. So I decided to design an airship and created a holistic concept for continental round trips provided by Volvo. And here we have the final exterior design. It is 150 meters long and can transport up to 30 people. The ship is supposed to be semi-transparent to not darken the entire sky when it is approaching the destination. The cabin is held by a lightweight exoskeleton underneath the carrying volume. My concept also includes a docking tower, since this ship never has to land. Here you can see the interior layout. It is divided in the lounge, the main deck, and the social area. The lounge is a private, very exclusive area which always is booked by just one customer at the time, not John. On the main deck, the majority of passengers will find their seat, which is equipped with special privacy and comfort features. The social area is a place to mingle and share experiences. It is also the place where the catering happens. Last but not least, the observation deck, the place where people can enjoy breathtaking views out of entirely new perspectives. Feel free to visit my stand, see my model, and experience the interior in VR. And glitch, I wanted to include. Yeah? Thank you.
Thank you. Please sign the wall. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anders Sundström, and I'm graduating from my MFA in Advanced Product Design. For me, this project all started when I was working with Epiroc, which is a place where I learned a great deal about the mining industry. And one thing that really caught my attention were the challenges that the mining industry is facing today, with the biggest being resource availability. We are running out of resources, especially platinum group metals. And the glitch is that our demand for the same resources is only increasing. So if we look at the Internet of Things, for instance, within 2 decades, we will need 45 trillion sensors. And we simply don't have enough minerals to supply this demand. More platinum could also mean that we become less dependent on fossil fuels, since cleaner energy sources requires a lot of platinum, which is simply too expensive right now to expand on. Furthermore, not all of us can enjoy the fruits of modern technology because these metals are so scarce. So with this in mind, what would it look like if we look to the stars for our future mining prospects? More specifically, what if we look towards asteroids? This is an asteroid called a moon, and this is a comparison of a moon's resources with Earth's current output of minerals. And as you can see, there's quite a big difference. There is a lot out there. And this one has the size of about 2.5 kilometers in diameter. And even an asteroid the size of 500 meters in diameter could supply us for decades. So I designed the Colibri, which is an autonomous asteroid mining vessel for the year 2040. Based on current and future advancements in the space industry and cutting-edge mining technology, my intention was to offer a vision of what a not so far away future could look like and what would happen when a company with over 100 years of experience in the mining industry turns its attention towards mining the sky. Colibri is designed to operate in zero gravity on near-Earth asteroids, meaning asteroids that are closer to us than the moon, but still far enough that the craft needs to be self-sufficient. It uses materials found on-site to 3D print spare parts and containers to hold the mined resources. And with every launch window, which is when the asteroid is closest to Earth, which is about once a year, the aft engines and the containers can detach from the main craft to bring the platinum back to Earth, and then closing the cycle. This vessel is meant to handle the isolation and rigors of space, as well as minimize the amount of weight needed to be launched, since the biggest hurdle in space travel is always to escape Earth's gravity. And there's a lot more I could tell you, so please come by the exhibition and we can talk some more.
Thank you very much. Please sign the wall. And now, you will not see my degree project, even though I feel really inspired to do that, to join this brilliant group of students that have presented for us. But now it's time for some cold refreshments and foods, and you find that in Hansson and Hammar, where you also had the coffee before. And please make use of the red carpet and allow us to take a photo of you. Also look for the surprise that Industrial Design Intensive course. It's a one-year multidisciplinary course that we have here. It's super interesting, so please send your friends and siblings and mother and fathers to that course, because it's super nice, and they create events. So please look for the events that they have done. You will notice. And then come back for the next session. Thank you.